Hi there. Today I'm coming to you from New York. I've been here all week. I've been having a great time and I've seen loads of cars, which I've put together as an amalgam here. We're starting with this beautiful McLaren 570S in this lovely blue that's looking almost purple in this evening summer sun. It's beautiful. One guy said to me, he's like, hang on, the car's British? You're British? It must be your car. And you know what? I agree with him. Anyway, enjoy this tour, and as ever, please comment, like, share, and do subscribe. So let's take a closer look at this gorgeous McLaren 570S Spider. Although it's priced as a rival for the Porsche 911, I think it's really lovely. It's more supercar-like, like the Audi R8, I would say. But look at it, it's beautiful in the evening sun in that purpley blue. And there's carbon fiber details, and there's touches of orange. And, ooh, orange is in the interior too. It does look nice, really does. And let's just pull back so we can see a little bit of Hell's Kitchen. That's where we were. I think it looks good. Now, you can't be in New York and not see a muscle car. And here we have a Dodge Challenger. I think, having just said it's a muscle car, however, I think it may only be a V6 model, but it does look good. And I particularly like it in the shade of green that we just do not see in Europe, at least not in the UK so much. And here we have a Chevy Express. It's a big custom-made people carrier that's probably got a big V8 engine to charge them along. I think it looks great. There's hints of Scooby Van there. Now ignore the cab. This is all about the Cadillac Lyric. It is Cadillac's first electric car, and I was really excited to see it because it's not been long out yet. I think it looks really good. What do you think? Someone commented on my Instagram post that it looks a bit like a Renault 25 at the back, which I think is quite a nice thing to have. I think they look much better in the metal than they did on paper. Oh, it's just a lovely little mini Clubman. Naughty Swan with stripes for extra oomph and extra miles per hour. Go, Mini, go! I always love to see vehicles you don't see where you live, and this Honda Pilot is made specifically for the US market and it's actually built in Lincoln, Alabama. It's a good, big, chunky vehicle, right size for the States. Oh, now hello. Always look around when you're filming because there's this little Honda CRZ. Meep meep. It's super cute. It has echoes of both the earlier CRX and indeed the hybrid Insight. Looks good. Now here's one of the other muscle cars. This is a Chevy Camaro. Rival to the Dodge. I think this one was a V8 though, and it sounds much better. Pile 'em high and sell 'em cheap. Isn't that one of the American mottos? This is a very novel way of garaging cars that they do in New York. I still haven't worked out how they get cars to the top. And here's one of the canyons of New York, looking up 10th Avenue from the High Line up towards Hudson Yards. Now, another of the cars that I love to see is a Nissan Maxima. It is built in Tennessee, and I think very handsome, if a little bit anonymous. The Kia Telluride. This is another car built for the US market. Are we seeing a pattern here? But I think it's actually built in South Korea. I think it looks good. Oh, look, a BMW X5, one of the early models. This actually appeared shortly after BMW acquired Land Rover and clearly gave them access to some of their technology and expertise. I think it's more sporty, but less pretty than the third generation Range Rover with which it shared its tech. When is a Bentley not a Bentley? When it's a Chrysler 300C, that's clearly been pimped to the max. Look at all that chrome. It looks great, actually. It's sort of a little bit wrong and a lot bit right. In cream, just hanging outside one of the brownstones. Let's have another look at that faux Bentley grille. Very nice. You've got to love it. And here we have a VW Jetta, as they were still badged in the US. More popular than the Golf. It's great to see. Here we have a first generation Mercedes C-Class. Just a sort of nice, simple, staple, mid-sized saloon, as they'd be calling it. But they probably think it's small. But hey, nice to see. And here's a Mini Countryman, also a first generation, looking nice. Oh, and here's another Mini Countryman, one of the more latest model cars, obviously being well loved, shall we say, with that bit of gaffer tape. A Ford Taurus. This is a fourth generation model. It's retained some of the previous generation's curves, but I think it's gone a bit more bland and a bit more safe in its looks. Still fun to see one though. It's amazing to think Ford used to build so many saloons, and now they hardly build any. In fact, if any at all, I think they've almost gone to building none, but there you go. Speaking of saloons, look at this Alfa Romeo Giulia. It's looking really good. It's got hints of Batmobile with that rear spoiler, which is really appropriate given that it's in Gotham City. And it's also in a sort of Batmobile black. It looks great. I think this will be their big burbly V6 model. Yummy. Really nice indeed. Just come round to have another look at that classic Alfa grille. Very, very nice. Ah, now this is lovely to see, a Saab 9.3 Combi. They're very popular in the US and look super handsome and at home here. You'll see them in so many movies. I always see them spotted. Am I the only one who looks for cars when you're watching movies? But, well, I'm sure I'm not the only one, since you're here too. Look at that classic Saab grille. Very nice. It's not a Toyota IQ. It's not even an Aston Martin Signet. No, this one is a Scion IQ. Scion being young, Toyota's brand that they set up to appeal to a younger market. But I think it looks good in this gorgeous sort of orange. And here we have another one in silver with a roof rack because it needs to work hard. There you go, there's a Scion badge. Oh, I love these. Here we've got a gorgeous Toyota FJ Cruiser. It's a mid-sized SUV that's got a real retro style to it, designed entirely for the US market, but actually built in Japan. Love this retro styling and look at the chunky details. Whilst they're mid-sized for the US, they are ginormous. If you've ever seen them in the UK or elsewhere, they're so big. Oh, and now we have a Honda Element. They are Honda's take on a fun US SUV, but this one's actually built in the US in Liberty, Ohio. They aren't as big as the FJ Cruiser and are arguably less charismatic, but look to be very popular. And here's something that's being very popular, this beautiful Mercedes SL. It's always a treat to see one, and even with these vast US bumpers, but look good. I was happy to see it. Oh yes, here we have a Cadillac DeVille with a vinyl roof. Yummy. Oh wow, this Mercedes Sprinter is a 4x4 adventure motorhome. It looked great. I'd actually been watching a documentary about people hiring these in Alaska or somewhere recently, so was ecstatic to see one. Look at all these extra lights. You never know when you're gonna need to light up everywhere. Now, wait a minute. These two smart cars are so small, they've got to travel in pairs. I don't think the NYPD are going to actually putting any criminals in these while sitting on the back. They ain't got no back seats, but they look fun. Oh, another little dinky car that looks at home on the streets of New York is the Fiat Cinquecento C for convertible. And here we have a Nissan Altima. It's one size down from the Maxima. It's just a lovely standard mid-size saloon. And here we have a Ford Bronco. These are Ford's take on the Land Rover Defender, and they are really popular in the States. I've been seeing them everywhere. They look good. Now, back to the BMW 6 Series. That was fun to see. Oh, this looks good. It's an Audi TT, and if the plate can be believed, it's an Audi TTS, the sporty model. And it certainly does look the business with the black roof and the ski rack on top. It looks great. I'm hoping it's a four-wheel drive model as well. Yummy. We've seen the Dodge and we've seen the Chevy, so we need a Mustang to complete the muscle car trio. And here we have Ford's pony car in convertible form, looking good. Now this is a surprise find. It's a BMW 524D. It looks like a bit like an M5 at a glance, but is actually a diesel model. And it's one of the second generation cars, super rare. And what do we have here playing in the traffic? Not an Alfa Romeo, but yet another BMW 5 Series. This is a third generation touring model, and I think it looks really lovely actually in white. They're very rare now. I've hardly ever seen one, so I was really pleased to see this in New York. Oh, and here we have a fourth generation model. It's trying out a different set of wheels. Which do you prefer? Oh, and now we have a Cadillac XTS limo. This is giving me Bette Midler and Lily Tomlin in big business vibes. It is hilarious. Just what you want. You think New York, you do think limos, and here we have it. Long, 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 and looking good. Oh, this is hilarious. I love these vinyl roofed cars. This is a Toyota trying to be a Cadillac, though I think it's actually slightly better finished, the vinyl on this. Look at that chrome trim at the back. I think it's slightly better done than I've seen on Cadillacs. This may be a humble Camry, but it's trying to be a Cadillac. Why not? Oh, hello. How nice does this look? Aston Martin DB11 Volante, which is looking perfectly home in Gramercy Park. Look in that beautiful silver with the blue hood. Very nice indeed. I was enjoying having a look at it. Then I hear a cry, "That's my car!" And soon the proud owner was starting up and gave me a little drive away, which I was rather pleased about. Well, that was fun. Now back to more normal things. This Nissan Pathfinder. It's another US model and it's built in Tennessee. I think it was great in this sort of aqua green. Really, really nice. It's one of the latest models. No tour of New York would be complete without a Honda Accord Coupe. They were very popular in their time. And I think this one looks really smart. It's one of the late generation models. Oh, look at that Chrysler Sebring. Very nice. Now back to the Honda. I was hoping it might have been an Acura model, which was Honda's answer to Lexus, but no, we've just got to do with this beautiful Honda. Oh, what is with that tinted rear glass? That's kind of funky. That interior looking sort of a nice kind of welcoming, inviting beige. Does look really rather nice. I like it. Now, on the way to the airport, I spotted this Rivian R1S. They're a really exciting startup with a relatively, well, by US standards, compact size and design. I think they look really, really smart. I'd love to have a drive in one. How about you? Do you like them? Are you for or are you against? And a second, we're going to see that front. I'm loving that light bar at the back. And that sort of steely blue is really beautiful. And then, ooh, yes, look at those lights. I love those front lights. They're so quirky. Now let's end our tour back in the city with this Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's on Park Avenue, and it has been pimped to the max with this lowered suspension. And look at that orange paint. Wow. It's amazing. And there's a MetLife building just behind. Thanks for joining me today on this tour of New York cars. Do let me know what was your favourite in the comments below. I'd love to hear. And it's been fun sharing them with you. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share, and do subscribe. Until next time, thanks for joining.